suave, relax.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you.
Hello people, it's your boy Austin Smitty, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I got something very special and very different for you. So in today's video, I will be reviewing Wicked and Gladiator. Well, Gladiator 2 and Wicked, since we have Gladiator up. So I know I'm a little behind on both of these, but I was like, why not, get them both out the way. And this is like the first time I'm gonna do this, so let me know if you guys like this. I'm gonna try and review both of these back to back, and I'm gonna give like quick little review and quick little thoughts on both of them. Yeah, and yeah, just tell me if you like this format of me doing both two reviews, or maybe I could do 3 to 4 or 5 in one go. We'll just call it the Smitty quickies. Get little quick ones. But just for quick sake, for both of these films, which makes this even better for why I needed to review both of them at kind of like this. I never watched the first Gladiator movie with Russell Crowe, and then for Wicked, it's been a long, 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 long time since I seen the play. I was about like 8, maybe 10 years old. That was a long time ago. It's been a while. So I figured kind of doing these back to back and doing like quick little thoughts would be perfect. So let's first start with Gladiator 2. Now, Gladiator 2. Without seeing the first one, I will say that Gladiator 2 was really, really fun, and I really enjoyed it. This movie is very long, very long. I actually think it's longer than the first one, the original with Russell Crowe. I think that was like only maybe. I could be wrong. I think that was only like an hour and something, like an hour and 50 maybe. This one is like 2 hours and like 30 minutes. Like this one is pretty long, pretty long. Um, yeah, this has Denzel Washington and Pedro Pascal and a new guy that I'm gonna say he's new to me because I've never seen him before. Paul Mescal. It has Joseph Quinn in here and Coney Nelson. Is that how you say your name? She was in the first one. I think she's the only original. Coney Nelson is the only original cast member from the first Gladiator. But other than that, everyone else is new. But for the most part, acting wise, Pedro Pascal, Denzel Washington, and this new guy, Paul Mescal, do a great job. This will pretty much be my introduction to him. Yeah, I think he did did a great job as Maximus's heir, son, whatever. Yeah, so pretty much this is like literally like almost in a way you kind of don't even have to watch the first Gladiator. In a way, you could kind of just watch this one because they give you like a brief synopsis of the first one. In a way, they give you like a brief synopsis of the first one. You know that eventually later on in the film you realize that this is Maximus' son, and then that's Lucius, and then that's really it. Like they give you like a brief of it. But I would recommend watching the first one. Don't be like me and not watch the first one. Watch the first one, then watch this one. But overall, I can say this is a great film with great action. Great action. I really like Denzel Washington's character. I thought he was going to be a really minimal like character, but he actually ends up becoming the main villain of the story. I thought Pedro Pascal was going to be the main villain of the story. I thought he was the villain, and until later in the story, you realize he's actually not the villain. He's actually a really misunderstood overall character, and pretty much becomes a protagonist. But overall, yeah, this was a really good film. I enjoyed the action, the pacing, the story. It actually made me want to go back and watch the first one, which I am. I'm gonna go back, watch the first one, and then come back and watch the second one again. I don't really have too many problems with it. I don't want to judge it too much without watching the first one, but I do know based off of just seeing this one was pretty good, and I love the scenery. The scenery was amazing. Scenery and cinematography, the landscape was awesome. It was very awesome. At first, I ain't gonna lie, I was a bit confused, but that's only because I didn't see the first one. I was a bit confused, but in the beginning, the first act was, at least to me, felt a little. It was a little slow. It was a little slow for me, and I kind of was confused. But then as time went on, I kind of started slowly getting engaged, especially once we actually get to the gladiator stuff. That's when stuff starts to get real cool. And Lucius is pretty much OP. He's pretty much OP, pretty much God. Like he can't die. Like they try to kill him multiple times. He just can't die. Yeah, but it's as it slowly goes on, I slowly like understood it and got it became interesting. It was really fun film. I wish I saw it in 3D. I wish I saw it in 3D. But yeah, like I said, the acting was good. I really loved the scenery, especially the deserty areas, and then the huge coliseum. That was great. That was perfect. I'm gonna do a quick rating for this one. I feel like if if I saw the first one, depending on how I feel about the first one, if I like the first one, if I saw and then I saw this one, I feel like I would probably give this like a 9, like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I feel like that. But because I did not see the first one, and I just came into the second one. I'm gonna give it like just an 8. I'm gonna just give it like an 8 out of 10. But I feel like if I see the first one and then come back to this one, I'm gonna give it an almost perfect rating. Like this film was pretty much good through and through. Other than like a couple of moments where I felt like it was a little slow, but other than that, it was pretty good. But that's my quick Gladiator 2 review. I'm about to go switch to Wicked, so if you want to stay for that, stay tuned for that. But if not, see you. All right, for Wicked. Whew. Now, just like I said before, it's been a while since I've seen the. It's been a while since I've seen the play. It's been a long time. But based on what I remember, Wicked is literally mostly about um the character of Alaba. I had to look at here to see Alaba. I don't remember what her name was in the Broadway play, but I know that's what her name is in the movie. So Alphaba, and she's different. She's green, and this whole movie is about accepting your differences, and that is okay to be different. And I can say three things. Even with all the controversy of with Cynthia and a fan and the poster, because I heard about that. With all that controversy and some of the weird shit she says and does, this film is actually really, really good. It's actually better than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't think I going in. I didn't have low expectations, but I didn't have very high expectations. I thought it was going to be like, that was going to be okay, but it actually is pretty good. Like pretty good. I actually really like Ariana Grande. Actually, is actually pretty good in this. The last thing I saw acting wise, the last thing I saw her in was Victorious. To be honest, other than that, I thought like she did really good. Well, she did really good here. I do have a couple of issues, but these are more like nitpicks. I don't really blame. I don't really think these changes would matter to most people, but to me, I feel like it might have helped a little bit. I do think because in the beginning, I will say that the movie starts off a little. It has a little bit of pacing issues, just a little bit at times. And I would say I do feel like, at least to me, almost kind of like Gladiator, where it kind of gets better as time goes on. As we get to like that third act, I was invested. Like I was in that joint. This movie is also very long. This movie's like 2 hours and 40, I think like 2 hours and 45 minutes. This movie's almost 3 hours. Okay. So it's long. And it kind of like in the beginning, it's a little slow. But as we kind of get down the wire, it gets more interesting and interesting. And then once you get to that third act, when shit gets like real, like everything gets better. The dancing, the singing, the action, like everything gets better. Like that third act really like pushed this, like helped me out. There was really only one issue I had, like one little nitpick, and that was like I do wish like in the beginning, like no one likes the Wicked Witch, Alabith. No one likes her. And I do wish Ariana Grande, Glenda, uh, I wish there was one or two more scenes where you kind of got the transition where she goes from being someone that doesn't like the Wicked Witch, and then she eventually becomes, and then she eventually get like maybe one or two more scenes to see that transition. It kind of just happens too fast for me. Like I need like one or two more moments of the witch being nice first, and then she then has a change. Then Glenda kind of has a change of heart. What we got was still fine. That was just like my little nitpick. But other than that, the film is pretty much good through and through. I actually really enjoyed the songs, especially from Cynthia. Like I really enjoyed literally most of the songs, because usually songs, especially in Disney remakes, usually don't be as good as their original counterparts. This does also make me invested in almost like I didn't know Wizard of Oz had this deep of a lore. Like I didn't know it had that deep of a lore. So I apparently like I need to probably go and read some books because there's deeper lore. Like I knew Sam Raimi did Oz the Great and the Powerful, and that was pretty much a bomb. No one really likes or remembers or talks about it at all. But that was a film, and that was like my last time watching something in relation to Wizard of Oz, which that was like a long time ago, pretty much. Um, I don't know what that movie is like now. Maybe I need to rewatch it, but I will say this version is definitely, from what I remember, is definitely indeed better. And also, this is a parter. This will be a two-parter. I didn't know that. So this was part one. They're gonna have a part two. I'm actually curious. I'm invested. This actually makes me want to go back and watch the original Wizard of Oz, because now my whole viewpoint on that movie changes. Because now, and if you haven't watched Wizard of Oz, like in that movie, the Wicked Witch dies by the bucket of water. And so after watching this film, it's almost like she's actually the good guy. So technically, her as the good guy, she loses. She loses. And the bad guys really win. And Dorothy didn't know that. So it's kind of funny thinking about it like that, and how that's like pretty much what the film sets it up. Like she's actually a very misunderstood hero in a way. And she just got turned into a villain. And I'm curious to see what they do next and how that plays out in part two. And I almost want a remake of Oz the Great and Powerful, but I feel like it might not actually turn. Even if they was to do it, it wouldn't turn out as good as it would probably end up being, just like Oz the Great and the Powerful. Because it's so funny that the wizard actually doesn't have any powers, but everyone else, like Glinda and the Wicked Witch, have the power, so they're actually stronger than the almighty Wizard of Oz. And I just find that so funny. But overall, yeah, the acting, the singing, the dancing, everything was pretty much good. I really enjoyed most of the songs, like literally, especially from Cynthia. She did a really great job despite everything. You know, so if I was to rate this, I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give this a like a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9. I really actually enjoyed it, especially. And now I'm gonna say between, like, I say the lowest would be like a 7, but I would say between like a 7 or 9, like a 7, between a 7 or 9. I wouldn't go lower than a 7. I might go like right in the middle. Also a 8 as well. This film, I need to probably watch the Broadway play again. Go into some lore of Wicked, because apparently Wicked has deep lore. So I need to do that now, especially with the Wizard of Oz himself. Yeah, I might even go back and watch Oscar Great and Powerful, even though it's considerably trash. But yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna stick with an 8. I think an 8 is fine. I think 8 is fine. But yeah, that's pretty much my review of both Gladiator 2 and Wicked. Did a little quickies, especially since I'm a little behind and late on both of these films, so had to get these out the way real fast. But I will be back to a regular scheduled program pretty soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.